Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful Rabbit Hole, Lore and Fray, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon. So lately, I've been following along a little bit with some discussions on forums in regards to like the current state of Star Fox and the role of Krystal and just adventures. You know, is I think just had its 20th anniversary. There have been like things to talk about when it comes to Star Fox over the past couple of years. And traditionally on this channel, I've been very focused on like talking about like Star Fox Zero and how that was a fantastic game that was greatly overlooked by fans, right? It's almost 7 years old now, and I still like really look back on that game very fondly as like the ideal Star Fox 64 sequel. I had a blast with Star Fox Zero, but looking at these threads, looking at these 4chan discussions, looking at the chatter online, looking at the nonsense, I really have to come out and say this is that like I no longer view the Star Fox fandom as being actual Star Fox fans. By the look of things, most people are mostly invested in the franchise purely because of the anthropomorphic animals that they can use for like shipping purposes, fan fiction creation, or enabling their furry desires. Honestly, like looking at this discussion, it's remarkable to me like how much people obsess over Krystal. A character in Star Fox that has never been in a really good game, that has like never really had all that much of a presence, who's just kind of there. But because of her like appeal to like the furry audience, much like characters from Animaniacs like Minerva Mink or I don't know what other examples I can come up with. I'm not like familiar with furry culture, but like that kind of character, right? Because of like the sex appeal to like degenerate furries on the internet, like Krystal is just an icon, and unfortunately, it really feels like this reputation, this character, and like its relationship with Star Fox has really kind of in, infested the brand so much so where it honestly doesn't feel as if Star Fox threads on 4chan or elsewhere really care about the games at all. It's remarkable to me how many times I see in these threads like we don't want a sequel to Star Fox 64. We don't want a remake of 64. That's actually what they try to justify. What they actually try to say is that like Zero was a remake of 64, which is not true at all. Like to any real fan of Star Fox, that is straight up nonsense. Like that is like unthinkable, right? It is just inconceivable that there are a group of people who are seriously pushing this agenda, that they don't want an arcade shooter sequel to Star Fox 64. Like they want to focus on character drama. They want to focus on like having a new plot. They want to focus on like, relationship drama. They want to focus on like anything other than the actual gameplay. And as a result of that, I absolutely cannot stand this. Like I cannot abide by this. I find, after reading Beastars, I have a little bit of a insight into the furry mindset. Okay, after reading Beastars, I have a contempt for this community, and seeing so many individuals just come out and try and act as if they are legit Star Fox fans. I condemn you. A pox upon you and your houses. This is despicable. You are alienating an entire generation of new Star Fox fans by over sexualizing a brand targeted at children. This isn't the only brand you've done this with. I know you do this with like Tony the Tiger. That's another example. I'm sure you do it with like Beastars. Oh, well, to be fair, Beastars is kind of asking for it, but I know you do this with like Disney. I'm sure there's like some red wall porn out there. I don't know like what again. Disgusting to even think about it. But like, it really needs to stop. Like, furries are despicable human beings. All right, they are just disgusting, detestable creatures with no redeeming qualities whatsoever. And seeing what they've done to Star Fox, seeing them hype up a mediocre fan cartoon in a Fox in Space, like trying to say like it really speaks to them, and it really is a and it's a hallmark of like, a love for the franchise when it's really not. Like it I find myself like, thinking back, what really makes someone a Star Fox fan. And it is being an enthusiast for the video games. All right? Like you should be a fan of Star Fox 64. You should have an appreciation for Adventures, for Assault, for Command, for Zero, for 1 and 2. Like the video game franchise as a should be like the center point which makes us all Star Fox fans. But no, like instead you have warped and diluted it to the point where it is unrecognizable among like so many of the community. And you can't even argue that the IP is dead because, we've gotten games in the recent past, Starlink and Star Fox Zero, right? It wasn't that long ago that those games came out. And maybe if they got more support, maybe if people actually played and enjoyed them, maybe we would be getting new Star Fox games right now and we wouldn't be in like limbo waiting for like a new announcement, which I'm sure is coming. But for me personally, it's just like I have been so disappointed with how the Star Fox fan base has acted over the past several years, right? Like, I think this really should have been like a renaissance period. I really think this should have kicked off like, a new wave of Star Fox games, the same way that like Samus Returns kicked off a new wave of Metroid games, right? This should have been like a good new thing for the Star Fox fan base, like to like talk about, like Star Fox Zero. Like people should have some kind, have actually have experience with Star Fox Zero. But more and more I see it feels as if the vast majority of this audience don't know anything about Star Fox Zero at all. I don't see anyone bringing up the game, whether it's positive or negative discussion. Nobody's talking about the game at all. And to me, that is just appalling. That is just disgusting. That is just not at all what I want to see from like a fan base centered around video games. This really needs to stop. I think the Star Fox fan base really needs to grow up.